Hello friends, welcome to the shed. It's Wednesday, it's game night for me here in Fairmont, West Virginia. What are you up to on this fine Wednesday? How was your day today? I did go to work today. I am feeling better. Thank you for the well wishes yesterday. Now my 7-year-old has it, so hopefully she gets over it as quickly as Jamie and I did. Seriously, how was your day today? I'd love to hear about it in the comments down below. Please continue the conversation with me and the fellow friends that are in that section. You know, you guys are allowed to communicate with each other. It's okay. Today, before I get started, chances are you saw the thumbnail, you saw the video title. This is a political video, and I'm giving you that disclaimer not because I want you to look at this video through different colored glasses or whatever it might be. I'm never going to put on airs for this show. I'm going to give you me as I am. That's what we're doing here. That's all I'm going to say about that. If you don't want to talk about political stuff, fine. I'll see you tomorrow. Please come back. This is not like a normal thing for me. And the reason that I want to talk about it today is two of my favorite content creators yesterday had a thing. Well, they didn't do a thing, and it wasn't like, okay. Neistat, one of the biggest, hottest YouTubers currently in existence, put out a video yesterday. It's like 2.5 minutes long, in addition to his daily video, where he basically said, I'm voting for Hillary. My reason is that I have to make sure that Trump doesn't win, and I can reach an audience a demographic that doesn't normally vote. And he's like, you know, I challenge you to go vote. Do whatever you can do to keep Trump out of office, which I agree with. Then he finished the video by saying, if you have other content creators, other YouTube creators who are refusing to talk about this subject for whatever reason, call them out on it. And he ended up saying, I'm calling out YouTube content creators to talk about this subject. Now, I don't fit in that category. Neistat isn't aware that I exist. For the most part, nobody in his audience knows I exist. So it's not like he was calling me out or whatever. But what did end up happening is some of the larger communities on YouTube started asking their content creators to talk about this, right? And so that leads us to the second person. The second person is Boogie2988. If you don't know Boogie, Boogie has a character named Francis. You might have seen him. Boogie is a massively overweight person who has struggled with weight his whole life, and his channel is about gaming, and his personal vlogs are about his weight loss goals, about his life, about his anxiety and his depression, and all the crap that comes along with being massively, or actually in Boogie's case, he will tell you caused his overweightness. And he's just this super warm, super endearing guy that you just like, you want to hug every time that you watch one of his videos, because he's extremely forward about his condition. He's extremely forward about his mental his feelings. He's a very open and honest guy. He feels like he could be everybody's best friend. Obviously, he can't because he doesn't have time for it. But anyway, people started asking him for his opinion. And Boogie has anxiety. Anxiety is an issue for lots of people, but for Boogie in particular, it really hurts. And so he was avoiding this subject because of his anxiety, because he knew that making a video about this subject is going to cause a whole lot of turmoil in the comments. And so he avoided it. And then Casey did his little challenge, and now Boogie's fans were, hey Boogie, what do you think? Hey Boogie, what do you think? So now that's causing Boogie anxiety, because people are asking him, because Casey challenged the communities of these people to ask their creators to man up. And so, you know, when I watched Casey's video, I was like, yes, please go challenge your content creators to open up about this subject, to reach out to their audience and tell them, do whatever it takes to keep Donald Trump out of office. Because I personally fully support that statement. I think that Donald Trump is a lying, racist bigot who has absolutely no purpose on this planet other than to pat his own back. That's all he does. He literally does nothing else. And I don't care what numbers or fan. I don't give a shit. It means nothing to me. He's a person, and whether he lives or dies has absolutely no meaning on my life. But if he's going to be running my country, that's not going to happen. Okay, I'm not saying that the guy should die. I don't wish that on anybody. I'm just saying that if there's anything that he shouldn't do, it shouldn't be running this country. He's a horrible businessman. His business record will show you that. He's not a good businessman as much as he tries to claim he is. So anyway, okay, now I got that off my chest. I hope you're still here. If you hit the unsubscribe button, cool. Guess I'll never see you again. So Casey did this message, like, please go challenge your favorite content creators to talk about this subject to push younger audiences into voting. My audience, according to my analytics, is not younger. We're all about the same age. 25 to 45 is my audience. That's where you guys and gals fall in together. I do have some younger fans. I do have some older fans. But for the most part, my viewing audience is like 25 to 45. We're the people who are going to vote, right? But I never thought about how that simple statement of go challenge these people could affect another person like Boogie, who has anxiety issues, who has depression issues. And so his video was very much, I'm not voting for either of these people because I hate both of them as choices. And I agree with that as well. I don't like either choice. Most years, we joke about I got to pick the best of the worst, but this year it's literally, that's what it is. It's two really terrible candidates who have really spotty backgrounds, who are really not good people running for president. And the problem is voting for a third-party candidate, voting for Mickey Mouse this year is just as good as voting for Donald Trump. Because we can't hope that enough people will counter his supporters. That we can't trust in that hope. We have to actively vote against him. And I think that's what Casey's message was. Voting for Hillary is actively voting against Donald Trump. Voting for a third-party candidate is not. Because that it's just not going to happen. I'm sorry to tell you that. As much as you want to believe that you could rally enough people to vote third party, that third party candidate could win, it's just not going to happen. The only way that could possibly happen is if Bernie Sanders came back, or Pence somehow detached and became, I don't know how it could happen, but it can't. It's just not going to happen. So voting this year, more than others, trust me, I've voted third party in the past because I felt like that's my way to voice my opinion. Because I live in a red state, my opinion on that ballot really has very little reflection. But my opinion in the third party candidate does have a big reflection. If we could watch that third party candidate score rise, great. Okay, but in the past, it didn't. The future of this country was not so heavily influenced by the presidential election. And this time around, the two candidates that we have, one is horrible and a public disgrace, and the other one is horrible, but politically has held office and at least has a clue, right? Yeah. Voting third party this year, you might as well just vote for Donald Trump. And I think that's a net loss for the country. I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments below. Please tell me. I don't want to continue this conversation for, weeks on end on the camera. This isn't my show. This isn't what my show's about. I'm not one to dip my toes into politics very often. It just so happens that yesterday those two videos came out pretty close to each other, or at least I saw them pretty close to each other, and it really kind of hit something in me. Like, wow, that Casey's message was strong, Boogie's message was strong, and Boogie's message wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for Casey. By the way, both these videos are linked in the description if you want to watch them. And the effect that it had on Boogie, you watch his video and you'll see. It was interesting. So, yeah. Just go vote. That's all. I don't care who you vote for. Just don't vote for Donald Trump. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna go play games. I will see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from wikipedia.org. What does it mean to throw the baby out with the bathwater? Throw the baby out with the bathwater is an idiomatic expression and a concept used to suggest an avoidable error in which something good is eliminated when trying to get rid of something bad, or in other words, rejecting the essential along with the inessential. Man, that kind of aligns to today's topic. Yeah. Throwing the baby out with the bathwater.